And welcome back to Superior Sunrise. I'm Mark Opphold. Great to have you with us this morning. And our friends at Merck Animal Health, Dr. Dave Sjeklocha, joining us here this morning, talking about all the great products here at Merck, but that and the handling of cattle, Doctor. And I think that's important to revisit that topic often. And let's talk about why it is important to talk about proper cattle handling.
Well, I think the short answer to that question, Mark, would be that good cattle handling is simply the right thing to do. These animals provide us food and fiber, and we should take care of them. But to expand on that, our consumers expect that our food products that come from these animals, when they are in our care, are properly cared for. And we have to remember that cattle will remember bad experiences. So if we handle the cattle properly and make it a better experience for them, they will be easier to handle the next time that we need to handle them. And we also have to keep in mind that we're constantly training these animals. Anytime we interact with them, we're teaching them things, whether we mean to or not. And sometimes we teach them the wrong thing, and then that works against us.
Well, that leads into the next question here. You've already answered part of that, the effects of what I'm going to call poor cattle handling, Doctor.
Yeah, there's several effects, but one of the primary things is that if we're handling cattle poorly, they can get excited, they can try to jump fences, they can slip and fall down. So we, by handling them the proper way, calmly, low stress, we reduce the chances of cattle getting injured. And we also reduce the chances of our workers getting injured because the cattle are not as excited and are less likely to charge the handlers or kick the handlers, whatever defense mechanisms they may want to explore. And also, there's if we stress these cattle, we'll have a poorer response to treatment, and we'll have a poorer response to our vaccinations that we try to give them, because stress will shut down the immune system. And finally, the other thing is it's just a bad public image if people see us handling cattle poorly.
You know, and viewers may say, well, I think, Doctor, I'm not purposely trying to mishandle my cattle, but maybe as we end here this morning, some common handling mistakes that you see and hear about over and over that cattlemen maybe not be aware of that are even doing.
Yeah, one of the most common mistakes I see is simply taking, if you've got like a Grandin, what I call a Grandin type system, designed by Temple Grandin with the circular tub and the swing gate. A lot of producers will take too many cattle into that tub. They consider it a holding pen. And for me, my preference is you take in just enough cattle to fill the alleyway. You don't leave them standing in the tub. In the same way with the bud box. In fact, that's the way a bud box works. You really got to make sure that you only bring in enough cattle to fill the alleyway. Of course, the other thing might be overuse of an electric prod, and that commonly occurs just simply because people carry the electric prod with them. If they didn't have it in their hand, they probably wouldn't use it as much. Or another thing that I see commonly is standing alongside the alleyway and stimulating the cattle when they have nowhere to go. When you don't want the cattle to move, you need to step away from the alleyway so you're not stimulating the cattle. So those are three very common things that I see.
Very, very helpful. And where can we learn more? We could talk a lot more this morning, but where can our viewers, the cattlemen, learn more about cattle handling?
Merck has a program called Cattle Care 365, and we're putting together a series of videos and other efforts that can be used for training of workers on proper cattle handling. So I would encourage everyone to go to the Cattle Care 365 website.
Very good. Thanks for joining us this morning. Great information as we start today. Dr. Dave Sjeklocha from Merck Animal Health. Again, more Superior Sunrise coming up from Video Royale right after this.